that you might want to consider when you're doing any kind of ottoman or footstool is to have some fluffy polyester Dacron like this. It's really a soft spun Dacron. It's not cottony and it's not like that teddy bear mixture. It's really, really silky soft. And I always put that up inside of a corner for a couple of reasons. One is that you don't want this corner to end up being pulled way down and sloped down like that. You want to have it built up so it stays kind of square. The other thing is, if I need it when I'm done and I need to fill in any part of that corner or fold, it will be up in there and I can use a regulator and come up, get inside there, fish it down and fill in some of those spots. If I don't need it, it's fine. It will compress and you'll never even know it's there. The tools you're going to need in order to get this corner attached and trimmed out are simply a pair of scissors, a staple gun, and I'm using my pneumatic stapler here, and plenty of staples. I don't need to have any kind of pins or anything just yet. And then when I get the corner formed and stapled, I'll be hand stitching it closed, and that will be the next clinic that I show you. What you're shooting for is that this side of the ottoman is nice and smooth across here. So I'm going to come down and with my hand, which your hand is your greatest tool, I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And again, I'm not going to tug this way down like that. I'm going to pull it out this way and a little bit at a diagonal. And that will pull out the lumps that might be right up there. So then I'm going to take my stapler, come across. What has to happen is that this rug will come around the corner just a little bit, maybe about an inch or an inch and a half, and I'll get a staple in over here to hold it. And then I want to be careful. I don't want to put it too far over. There. So now it's just tacked down right there. As I try to form the corner, I'm going to go ahead and look and see. I want that fold to come straight down like so. And see, I've got all this extra fabric in here, so I'm going to show you how to cut that out without freaking out and get the corner to be lined up and straight with this corner of the frame. I want to show you a really important little part of this. As I'm trying to make the fold here with this big chunky piece of fabric, I'm not getting the right corner spot here. It's something that you may not be able to see, but I can tell. And it's not coming straight down like it should. The rug should fall just like that. So what's happened is the stuffing that I've put up in the corner is too far back. I'm going to go ahead and get a regulator and pull that stuffing a little bit farther forward. Maybe I don't need a regulator. And I want to make the corner kind of falsely come out a little bit more towards this edge. And then come around like that and determine where that fold is going to be right here on that ottoman so I can stitch it up. So this is pretty good, but I can tell you what I need to do, and I'm going to come back and do this, is take a few of these staples out and tighten it just a little bit right there. All right. So I can see that when I come back and stitch this, this is going to be just fine. So see where your corner is and try to make sure that the fibers are aligned as vertical as you can keep them. And then I'm going to come back in here with my scissors, come back behind the fold and cut out. You can start small, cut out that kind of giant chunk here. And that reduces the bulk tremendously. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get up here and pull those fibers, those little extra pieces of Dacron down a little bit more. And then this, turn this under, and you have to really work it with your hands. And the beauty of the rug is, it is workable. So I could go with that, but something's not right there. And what has happened is I need to cut this a little bit more to release that. So be very careful not to cut too far up here, but just make yourself a little bit more of a cut. And then that will fold back, and this will release and come out here. And then we'll get some staples in the bottom. Now I'm using 5/8 inch staples because this is so thick right here. And what you might have to do is just go ahead and leave the fold, and when you get ready to staple, you might have to take some little nails and pound them in because there's just so much thickness. Even the 5/8 inch staples are having trouble getting all the way through. So here we are, we've got this big layer, a second layer, and it's got to go through here. So let's see if I can get this stapled down and through all of those layers. And it did, it worked. That's a miracle. Now I can feel this corner up here. It's got a little bit of gap to it. So I'll get in there and stir that Dacron around. I'll show you that, how to fill that out. This is a regulator right here, and it's got a plastic top and a long pointy end. And what I can do is come in, especially with this rug fabric, and get in here and move that stuffing around. If you're wondering what Dacron is, when I talk about Dacron, it's a polyester spun fiber, and it's used for filling or for stuffing for things. And not all Dacron is the same. They're all different kinds. The stuff that I use in these corners is just, like I said, it's a really soft spun Dacron, and it works with you. So as I get that corner filled in right there, and I come back and stitch it, it'll be great. So let me just show you how thick this is to get through. I've got wood that comes up to right about here. So I'm going to try to get a couple more staples in, and I know it gets tough at this point. But if I can flatten that down, that's good. There. And maybe one more right there. Okay, let's get that stitched up.
I am a scientist, I seek to understand.